Okay, cool. So just to summarize what we're talking about right now, we're talking about trainers and the topic of trainers in some sense not telling their clients everything so that the client can grow and even possibly leave them. But we have a lot of clients who are a little conniving and can be a bit sneaky and try to suppress the information or knowledge to clients to keep them there longer so that they can keep money in their pockets. So that's where we're going. But Andy, you were going somewhere. So
Oh no, I was just saying, like, basically, like, if you're training somebody, you don't want to keep, like, you want them to spread their wings. Like, you want them to, like, learn and then just grow from it instead of, like, just keeping them and, like, okay, I'm getting your money out of it. Because, like, to me personally, like, I know I don't have my certification yet. I'm training friends here and there. I have a new person that I'm coming with, like, I went with this morning. And, so it's just like, why would I want this person to just stick with me if I know when they can learn from me and then they can move forward, like, especially like the days that I'm not available, because it's not always about money. It's basically about, like, paying it forward, like just helping people out.
Exactly.
Giselle, you got something to say?
Yeah, money is there, but
Well, I definitely agree. Yeah, I agree, because if you keep holding back information from them, then that's all they're going to have, and their mindset might be small. Their knowledge is going to be small. But if you teach them a lot of stuff with fitness and exercise, the science behind it, then they're going to when they tell other people about you, they're going to say, oh my God, this trainer, she taught me this, she taught me that, and she taught me that. And then it goes on to other people. So that's very important. So 100% agree. For sure.
Exactly. And again, when I was personal training, and that was something I was doing, it was a matter of, and I only had one client, so talk about, like, when you see money or something rolling in or coming in consistently, it's like, man, this feels great. I want to do everything I can not to lose this person. Like that was my mind. So I was like, man, I'm gonna be whatever they need me to be. If they need me to be a doggone, I don't know, astronaut, I'll be astronaut for them. Whatever they need. It's like, but you're right. Both of you are right in the sense to where it's like you have to think about, at the end of the day, when you're whether you're providing a service, a product, or anything, even with me doing the Facebook groups, I have to think about y'all. I have to think about, okay, what can I do to benefit them? Or what can I do I'm hoping this brings eyes to y'all, and Giselle, you specifically, so that it can help with clientele, or, I want to do these things to help. And it's like, you shouldn't think about yourself all the time, because in doing so, you're not only harming yourself, but you're harming the very people that you're claiming to help. So what you both said, spreading your wings, Giselle, you hopping on the aspect, the same ideology of, giving and having their best interest in mind, is truly what I think embodies a personal trainer, a true personal trainer, but yeah, let's get into the topic. Again, this is a general synopsis, but the topic is that of what's the definition of a good personal trainer? You know what I'm saying? What's the definition of a good personal trainer? That's the topic of what I kind of wanted to discuss. And the first question I have for you both is, when you think of just the phrase personal trainer, what comes to mind? Either one of you can take it.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, who's going first?
Go ahead.
I think a good personal trainer is someone who mentors you throughout your fitness journey, and someone who, again, has you in your best interest and wants you to achieve your goals for whatever reason that you want to achieve them for. I think it's someone who's going to look out for you and not let you do something that's going to harm you too. And I also think a good personal trainer is also someone who's going to tell you things that you might not want to hear, but things you need to hear. So I think that's very important, especially with fitness, because there's a lot of that where, people don't want to hear something, but it's like they might have to hear it for them to grow, whether it's, they're not following the nutrition correctly, or they're doing way too much with exercises or something, just anything in general. So I think that's what a good personal trainer would be. Yeah, I have a couple more points, but I'll probably get to that after. Yeah.
Yeah, no, hey, go ahead, spill whatever you need, but
Yeah, I was about to say, go ahead.
yeah, we listening.
Okay, well, because I have like a couple points here I wrote down.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just go over it. Number one, get to know why your client wants to exercise, like the why besides their goal. Get to know them as a person, and kind of let them have some fun with it too, so that they don't think of it as a chore all the time, which is easier said than done because it's hard, especially with people that are very new to it. Like very new to it, it's kind of hard. But it's doable within time, you know. I also have provide a program that they want. That's very important, but also provide them things that they need. In a sense, like, for example, let's say if you want to have them learn how to squat, and if you notice like their ankle mobility is not the best, like their heels are lifting when they're squatting, stuff like that, then you're going to take the time to work on their ankle mobility so that their squat looks better.
Wow.
And so that it benefits them. So like basically, like, don't just let them do the exercise for them to do it. Like, if you notice things that are kind of like going wrong, then fix it.
Yeah.
Like, fix that, you know, even if it has to take a little longer, fix it.
Facts.
And then I think, and another one I wrote was, ask for feedback regularly and be open to constructive criticism. So I think that's very important because you can kind of like train someone, let's say for 3 months or 6 months, you could be training and you could be thinking it's going well, but I think it's important to kind of just ask them like casually. It doesn't have to be a whole serious conversation, but just casually just be like, hey, so I just want to know if you have any feedback for me, the exercises that I'm giving you, how I teach you how to do it, just any feedback. Like, what are your thoughts on this training? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Like, be open. You have to be open because you might never know what they're going to say. I think it's important because you never know. You might think that you're doing well, but there might be something that they might say like, oh, you know what? Well, I do think maybe this could be different, or, oh, you know what? I would like to add this and just something.
Yeah.
So I think asking for feedback is also important regularly, even though if you're enjoying it, just ask just in case. So, yeah.
Hey, that right there, those points. I mean, I had never even thought. You making me realize how bad of a trainer I was. I'm like, I wouldn't even ask.
You're like, wait.
I wasn't doing that. Man, maybe is that why her ankle was hurting? No, but I'm like,
at least you're being honest about it, and that's okay. But hey,
exactly.
I obviously, like, I'm a trainer now, but like I wouldn't know these things if I wasn't doing that. And then also, like, it's great for Andy because she wants to become that. So it's great to like start, you know, capturing those things because I think they're very important. And these are things that other trainers at my gym have told me too. So I think they're important, you know.
So it sounds like you're always learning as a trainer, as a personal trainer.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it never stops.
Yeah, that's actually another good point. I didn't think of that just yet, but yeah, I think as a trainer, you're always learning. So I think a bad trainer would be someone who kind of thinks they know anything and everything about fitness already, you know? Because, you know, and even myself, like I will never say that because I'm not that. I'm still learning all the time. Like, technically, exercise has to do with a lot of science. Science always changes. So that's another good point too, actually, that you brought up. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, because it's just even from what you're saying right now, you know, it's like, wow, Giselle has taken her time, and you can tell you're learning. You can tell you're learning. You said other people at the gym told you, so obviously you're listening to other people. I'm like, wow, she's really becoming comfortable with the context that she's in. She's learning everything about it, and so it doesn't seem like you're ending in knowledge, or that you seem like you've got it. Oh, I've got it now. It doesn't seem like a formula.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I love that. Andy, would you say you've experienced the same thing? Like, or is there any aspect or points that Giselle hit that you would say that you've seen while you've trained even your family members?
Yeah, I mean, I have. It's mainly like accepting feedback at the end of the training, like what could have done better, like what do you want to work on the next time, or like, you know, I mean, I know like we build their programs for them, but like at the end of the day, it's always good, like she said, to accept feedback, especially because like, you know, okay, this is where I know where I can do better the next time. But like, to me, I just feel like we need to learn how to walk on their shoes, is because like, you know, like then you would like fully understand why they want to do it, and as to like why they want to start their journey, you know. I mean, that's like one of the reasons why I actually want to become a personal trainer, is just simply because like I've know how far I've gotten, and like I can actually like relate to like to the people, and that like I didn't use like an scapegoat or like use the easy way out to lose weight, in which I knew I like put in work for it. So then I know I can actually like connect with the clients, like, okay, this is what I've done, this is my progress. And then you just need to like continue uplifting them. Like there are times that they're going to be discouraged to work out, like, oh, you lift this much, I could never. Like to me, what I tell them is like, never say never. Because again, I know I say this a lot, because at the end of the day, the weight that you're struggling today can one day be your warm up. So
man, man, I look, man, look, he does, like here she go with this poetry again, like
I'm just saying.
like, cause bro, she said the same thing on like the last call and stuff, but she made it sound so new and fresh. It's like dang, like
no, I'm just saying, because like it's all like correlated, you know what I mean? Like you just need to be in their shoes, like you know, it's just like giving advice to other people, and then people are like, you know, like Giselle said, like some things are easier said than done, but you wouldn't really know what a person feels unless you went through that same thing, you know. Or like you put them, like you need to like sympathize with the person. I was about to say sympathize with the patient, but
yeah. And no, I'm glad you just said that. When you were talking and as you were describing a personal trainer, I forgot that we were talking about a personal trainer. I started to think we were talking about a nurse, because I was like, wait, are you talking about a nurse? But you're right. It sounds like the same thing. It sounds like the same. It makes sense why you want to be a personal trainer, because you're kind of doing the same thing. You're working with a patient. You're working with hey, do this, do that, don't do this. I was like, wow, that actually makes a lot of sense. So you'll be the perfect personal trainer. But Giselle, you too. And I started to think about it. I was like, wow, both of these females have went through something that has made them the person that they are, and the trainer that they are, the fitness person that they are now. Giselle, you went through a huge obstacle that we talked about, body dysmorphia, and that whole aspect, and all that, and that makes you more than certified. Like certification or not, you've went through a struggle that caters to your journey. So now you obviously know what it feels like mentally and physically to have the relatability needed to associate with someone you're training. It's perfect.
Yeah, and I actually have thought about that, and that's why, you know, if I had the chance to change that, I wouldn't, because it has
y'all be saying some good stuff, man. That's a snippet.
It really has made me not only the person I am today, but the personal trainer that I am. Because whenever I do talk to my clients, I do what Andy says, and I have to kind of like go back to my 13-year-old self and be like, okay, so my client's thinking like the way I was. And then I have to like switch back to now and like kind of like tell them, okay, this is what I would tell my 13-year-old self, and that's what I tell my client. So yeah, I think that's really important too.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Relatability. As you become a personal trainer, from what it sounds like you both are saying, a personal trainer carries relatability, empathy. You know, they create this sense of walking in the other person's shoes, taking yourself back 13 to 13. Like that is absolutely amazing. Wow. It's actually touching. It's very touching. But I even wanted to go into the aspect of almost the therapeutic side of personal training. And I'm sure y'all both have experienced this, but that is, and maybe even with the aspect of being a nurse, you know, the aspect of having your client or your patient or this or that pour out on you. You know, would y'all say that in some sense a personal trainer becomes a therapist?
Yeah.
Would y'all say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, I completely agree every time.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, but you know.
No, yeah, not in a bad way, but for sure.
Yeah, because like that alone, like you, like let's say your client venting out to you while working out, that to me personally, it means a lot, because it means like, okay, we're not just like on a personal trainer and a client level. It means we're establishing rapport. We're building rapport into which like we can connect to each other. So it's not like just like, hey, okay, this is what we're doing today because you're my client. You know what I mean? It's mainly like, okay, you know, how's your day going while doing squats or whatever. So it's like, one, it makes the training not quicker, but like they wouldn't even realize how the training is going. You know, if like once you're like communicating whole time, they didn't even know you were adding weights to it and then reaching a new car. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's it. Hey, you slick, man. That's true. That's a good way, right? So tell me about what happened when she
like 45 on there.
Like 45. Like, what the heck is this? You know, just don't stop the conversation. Like if they're lifted, just don't stop there. You know.
I mean, they notice it, but then like, you know, they're so into the conversation, like yeah, you know, and then they just keep doing it, and then they realize till it's done. You know, so it's more so like not only like just a personal trainer to a client level. It's more so like it becomes interpersonal, just so because you connect with them. It's like a soul tie in a way, but like in a, you know, friendship level.
Yeah.
But you still keep it professional.
And Giselle, I'm always wondering that when I'm looking at your content. I'm like I'm not sure if you think of this, but when I'm watching your content, I'm always looking at your like face, and then I'm looking at your client's face, and I'm looking at your face, and I'm always trying to like read the room. I'm like, man, what is this relationship to this person? Is this someone that she just found? Is this a long time friend? Is this somebody that came to her because they feel like they have body dysmorphia or something? I'm always thinking that as I'm looking at your content. You know, I'm watching you, but I'm also looking at them. I'm like, what are they doing? You know, like, and I'm just formulating in my I'm just formulating in my head, like, what is the relationship? You know?
Yeah.
And in all honesty, it feels like you have a really good relationship. Yep. With your clients.
Yeah. I definitely agree with Andy too. You definitely do become a therapist too, just because like how we said, like, I mean, fitness isn't just, you know, fitness in a sense. There's a lot that goes into it, and you don't know why people start working out. They probably start working out because of a breakup. They start working out because, you know, they want to feel confident. They have body dysmorphia, or there's all kinds of reasons. You know what I mean? So usually at some point you find out about those things throughout the sessions and stuff.
Exactly.
And you know, it just kind of happens organically too. Like it's not even forced. So that's like the beauty of it. But yeah, for sure. Yeah. And even on myself too, I be telling some of my clients some of my things. I'm like, man,
I know.
sorry, I did for you. So let me tell you what happened.
Like, girl.
Yes, I do. I do tell my clients my tea as well. So yeah. It's just it just happens. Like, what else are we gonna talk about while they're resting? Like, come on.
Right.
We're not just gonna stand there.
Time, right. It's like when they start venting out, and that's how you know they're becoming more comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Or not even just venting out, like when they start asking questions and when they start sharing, it's just like, you know, okay, we're on that level. Like, let's say, especially like it's an icebreaker, like for the first time training somebody, and then the next time it just continues to like, hey, how are you doing? And then it just flows from there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I even noticed too that you actually keep your clients, at least from my one client, I kept them a lot longer than I thought, if that makes sense. Like, because I built the rapport, because I built that relationship, it was way much more than just I'm paying you for something. It was she literally said from her own words, Trey, I can't do this without you. And I'm like, I was like, oh, damn, I was like, hold on now. It kind of got me a little scared because I was like, well, I'm not even certified, like I was like, but it got to that point to where she was like, I can't do this without you. I enjoy you so much. You are what I look at as a personal trainer because of that rapport. Even though I didn't have all the knowledge, even though I didn't have all the this or that certifications, this or that, she still stuck with me because of that relationship. So I wanted to highlight that and highlight the therapeutic side of personal training, because I truly do believe that as you build that relationship, it benefits that person more than just physically. It benefits you both. Yeah. As y'all said, Giselle said, I spilled my tea. You didn't got something off your chest, that you leave out of there, you leave out of there ready to break up with someone that you should never been in a relationship. It's like, you know what?
And then Siri reads the message.
Right. Oh man, yeah. That whole thing, yeah.
No, but that's true though. Like, yeah. And then at the end of the day, it's like, it's helping both of y'all mental health. Because aside from working out and releasing stress, it's like you're actually venting out at the same time. So
yeah, it is good because it's always good to let things out. Also, like, you never know, some of your clients might not have anyone else to talk to.
Exactly.
So you're the only person that they really talk to, or really like, So there's a lot that goes.
That's me. With my clients, honestly,
And Giselle, you saying that, it actually like pissed me off just now, because not necessarily what you just said, but it pissed me off because then you think about the trainers who take advantage of people who have come to them because they're broken or because they're hurting. Because you have clients who were suicidal and they got into working out, but then they meet these horrible trainers who torture them even more. Yep. That's where I just got mad. I was like, man, like, you're exactly right. Because I know several people, because y'all know I interview. So because I interview people, I'm talking to trainers, I'm talking to clients. I'm talking to trainers, I'm talking to clients.
I'm talking to everyone.
I'm talking to I'm getting both sides. I hear the client, oh yeah, listen, I'm a trainer. Oh my back's been hurting, but they told me to go heavier. And I'm like, okay. I'm talking to the trainer. And then I hear the bad sides about the clients, and all that, because that's a whole nother thing too. We can get on the clients.
No, yeah, you can.
It ain't just no bad trainers, there's some bad clients.
Yeah. But they're not ready to hear that though.
They're not ready to hear that though.
No, they don't want to have that conversation.
They don't want to have that conversation. That's for a whole nother Zoom. But yeah. But just that whole aspect. So that actually leads me to my next question. What would you all say are, all right, let's start with the good qualities. What would you all say are maybe the top 3 good qualities of a personal trainer? And this is for people who may be listening right now and they're ready to find a personal trainer. What would be like the top 3 good qualities they should look for?
Consistency is one, I would say.
Consistency. Yep. You want to go a little deeper in that?
Huh?
Would you like to go a little deeper? Like, what do you mean by consistency?
As far as consistency, because it's not, how some people are like, okay, let's say, for example, I'm a client and I'm not going to be the one always reaching out to the personal trainer. It's more so again, going back to establishing rapport. It's like, hey, not just because I'm not training you today, I'm not going to check out on you, So it's always good to check on them day in, day out. Not only okay, hey, how's your workout going on, or how is your diet going on? But as far as to me, I check even not only clients, even my friends. I'm just how's your mental today? Because people can be stressing so much and not even sharing it to other people. Thanks. Giselle was saying, you don't know if she's the only person that her client is talking to or venting out to. So that's where the consistency goes, and as far as just checking in on your clients.
Thanks.
And then becoming, the second I would say, is becoming an active listener, not only listen to respond, but listen to understand.
Man, hey, do you see what I'm saying? Not only listen to respond, but listen to understand.
Yeah. Because how some people are just they listen to you, but they're just waiting on you to finish talking just so they can say something back.
Yeah.
As far that goes with like texting as well, like reading just to respond and not basically understanding the point of the other person or like where they're coming out of, you know.
I did that to my girl last night. Yeah, I ain't want to. I was just waiting for her to. I was like, you know, we were a little heated, and I was like, okay, just wait until you're done. I'm gonna let. All right, come on. As soon as she finished, no. But go ahead, Giselle. I think you were about to say something.
That's funny. I didn't know you were toxic like that.
No, don't do that.
Damn, Jack's call. Sorry, no.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Wait, I think my connection is bad. Sorry.
I'm just joking.
That's messed up. You didn't call me out like that. No.
I'm just joking. I mean, we all do that at some point too, though. You know,
Giselle,
especially in a heated moment.
Giselle rubbed off on me. That's what it was. You rubbed off on me. You remember that? It's that side of Giselle.
Yeah, true. Okay. Okay, so the qualities of a good personal trainer, I think good communication skills, like know how to communicate with your client. Like I think you just gotta be careful how you say stuff sometimes. Even myself too, like sometimes I have to be careful like how to phrase something because I don't wanna just kind of like mess it up or anything. So I think good communication is important. I think, again, just being empathetic and understanding is a good quality. I think someone who is also just disciplined as well, because if you have a disciplined personal trainer, then most likely they're going to be really good. And they're going to help you in every way possible.
How do you know if they're disciplined? Is it the content? Maybe how much they post?
I think just a little bit of everything, like the post or just what their workouts. I mean, that's what posts too. Like if they post themselves workouts, just all types of posts. Okay. But just kind of like, I think you can kind of tell with the way they work, like in person. Like if you're with a personal trainer, like if they're kind of like, tracking the weight that you're using, they're making sure that way they don't forget what weight you used last time. So stuff like that, I think like they pay attention to those things. So I think I assume they do. I'm pretty sure that they do pay attention to like, how the personal trainer is paying attention to the workout. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. Now let's look at the opposite side, the other side of the coin. Bad qualities. What are the maybe 3 bad qualities that somebody who's scrolling on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, what can they look out for? Giselle and Andy, what can they watch to where they don't fall into a trap? Yeah.
One is like just money hungry personal trainers. I've dealt with I know someone that's like just money hungry.
Go into that.
Yeah, like how do you tell? Like how do you tell,
So it's like, okay, hey, are you coming? Like pressing them out. Like, are you coming today? If you don't come, you have to pay this amount. There's a late fee, there's this and that. And I'm just like, I mean, I've never, not to me personally, but like friends that dealt with other personal trainers just by like listening to their stories or whatever. Like I joke around with some of my friends like, oh, I need to start charging late fee, but I just laugh at it. But I don't really at the end of the day. Well, I mean, I know at the end of the day, money is like, everybody needs money, but like if you're consistently like just nagging off from your client, like you need to pay me this amount, or like, okay, we need to get this done at a specific amount of time. If not, you're going to have to pay extra. So it's just like, then I would say like, you can tell if somebody's money hungry opposed to like actually a personal trainer actually like caring for you.
Yeah.
In a sense, or like, okay, this is business. But at the end of the day, going back, establishing rapport and building trust with your client. And then some of them are like using, like I had somebody that I know that is a personal trainer and I started just working out with them and they wanted to use like my photos. Like, oh no, I just want to show you off, whatever.
Oh,
but
wow.
in my head, like, no, that's not showing me off. You're basically using my picture and basically telling everybody like, yeah, this was my online client.
Oh
wow.
So to me, I was just like, you got me effed up. Like, you're not allowed to use my damn picture. My personal hard work, and tell everybody that you helped me reach my goal. Not even my goal, but help me lose weight.
They about to be mad at you. They about to be mad. They ain't gonna like this snippet right here.